Good morning, Enlight Wellness Team. Hi, reporting here live from the triathlon in Portland, Oregon. As you may have saw last week on the video that we were in a show last week, a 5K race, and that race was free of charge to us, and we got invited to come to the triathlon today. And as I'm watching these athletes, I am just continually blown away at the intentionality of them on their races. You know, these are people that they don't just wake up one day and say, hey, you know, I think tomorrow I'm gonna go ahead and run a triathlon. You know, they have been practicing for this. They have a coach on this. They run, they measure what they're doing, and they're very intentional about increasing their time and their run, their race, and the run, the bike, and the swimming event. And so with that, you know, it just really inspired me about us being intentional about our business, that we don't just do it just willy-nilly, but that we are intentional about what we do to make sure that we're getting the results that we want, to make sure that we're getting the time that we want, to make sure that we are running the race in a way that we are gonna win. And so let me show you a little bit about how we were intentional about making sure that this event was a success. So guys, let me show you what we're doing to be intentional. Come here, I'll show you. So the first thing that we're doing, so there's 3 areas that we want to be intentional about, and that's the one-on-one sessions, that's getting the customer connected to us as a company, and number 3 is getting them to Memo's event next weekend. So the first way that we did it is by being intentional about making sure those one-on-one sessions happen. Now how we did it is when folks were laying underneath the Enlight system, when they got up, we talked to them and said, listen, we're gonna give you 3 free sessions where we're gonna come to your home. Today's gonna be your first one. And then we're gonna give you 2 more sessions. We're gonna give you free of charge in your home. We're gonna come to you and then you're gonna get more free therapy. Pretty cool, right? No obligation. Why are we doing that? Number 1 is to get the word out, and number 2 is because we're looking for our next testimony story. And so that's why we get to come to you. Now, whenever we did that, people would get pretty excited. And so we would have them fill out their form just like they would normally do with all their contact info. Now, something that we learned last week from last week's event is 2 things, is that they don't normally put accurate information. Okay, so that was a huge challenge. They're not putting accurate information, and so we're having a hard time getting a hold of them. And the second thing that we're having a hard time with is them answering the call or expecting our phone call. So this is how we change that. Number 1, we let them know about the free sessions that we would be giving them a call. And so we let them know that, hey, so when's a good time to call you? We got that information. The second thing that we did is we verified all the information. I know this sounds silly, but it's a really important point. Now, is this your email address, bobsmith@gmail.com? Bob Smith, oh, it's Bob Smith's. Oh, okay, perfect, great. Make that little note on there, make sure I got the phone number right, and then I let them know that I'm gonna be contacting them. So just being intentional about that. The other thing that I did down here is I wrote down some notes from that customer. So when I email them or I call them, I have a reference point for their pain level, what they were dealing with, what they were interested in, something that was important to them. So that's number 1 about making those one-on-one calls. Now what I'm gonna do, or setting the sessions up, what I'm gonna do now is on Sunday and on Monday, I'm gonna call these customers and I'm gonna say, hey, it was so great to meet you, and we're gonna set up those one-on-one sessions. We're also gonna send them an email blast. Now, that's number 1 for one-on-one sessions. Now, the second thing that we want to do is we want to get our customers connected to us. We want them connected to our company, right? So that I'm able to reach out to them again, that I'm keeping them involved in the conversation. So the next time they come to an event like this, or I see them at another show or anything, they go, oh, I know those guys. So this is what we did. We created a flyer. Now, this isn't available in the back office. You can kind of pause the video here if you want to take a look at this. This is just something that we created. Now, what I did on this is something fun. Now, we had to do something that would engage the customer to make them want to be a part of my team, right? Want to be a part of my circle of influence. So what I did is we took pictures of them. So as they're laying here lit up, we would take a picture of them and we'd get them, and everybody always thinks that's fun, right? And then here on this, I took this off, I'm not forgot who it was. I want to say Maria, but I'm not sure, I don't think so. Off of her website, and we took a picture of the kids on there, and then we drove them to our website. So whenever a customer was with us, we'd say, hey, so John, great, so we took a picture of you while you were laying there. I hope that's okay. Everybody usually kind of laughs. And say, hey, we're gonna put your picture up here on facebook.com/Project Light Up NW, Northwest. And so you can find your picture there. Now we do that because they're like, oh, that's funny. We're like, hey, you can tag yourself. We're not going to tag you. You can tag yourself. And there's a face mask, so you have a lot of anonymity, right? So nobody's going to know who you are. And if it's a problem, I'd write on there no picture, and we'll make that happen. But I got this on here so that you can find your picture. It's kind of fun. You can tag yourself. You can share it on your page. You can like our page and learn some things. That's giving the customer motivation to go to our Facebook page, which is really important. So that's number 2, driving them intentionally to our Facebook page with something fun. Now the third thing that we have going on is we have Memos event, and I want to drive people there. We did this 2 different directions. Number 1, how we're going to do this, or 3 ways actually. The first thing is on the sheet of paper, we created a website for registration. Now you may be using Constant Contact, you may be using Eventbrite, and you could put that website up here. We chose to create a whole web page for this just to see what the difference would be. So I've got that highlighted on here, nice and bright, really stands out. The second thing that we're going to do is we're going to email the customer. So whenever we do the general blast, hey, it was great to have you at the event, you know, here's your free sessions, we contact him, we're going to be emailing them a link to Project Light Up along with that Facebook page. So in the email they're going to get both of those. So they can click on it, it's really simple. They've already been exposed, they know Memo's coming, it's a Pain and TBI seminar, they're going to be ready. The last thing that we did to be very intentional is that there's a lot of people that come up that maybe are interested, maybe don't have time, maybe the chairs are full, but they're interested in that seminar that I was doing. So what we did is instead of just giving them a flyer and hoping that they go to the website, as they take this piece of paper and then it gets put in their pocket and then that's the end of it, what we did is we said, I want to keep that information so that I can reach out to you. So I told them, I said, hey, do you mind if I grab your email? And what I'll do is I know you're probably going to lose that piece of paper. Why don't I go ahead and email you the link? And they go, oh, that's a great idea. So I went ahead and we grabbed their name and their email address to follow up with them later this week. So that's just a couple ways that we have been very intentional this week about doing business on purpose. What I'd like you to do is down in the comments below, you can already see that Jeff and Julie have already commented. I'd like you to put down there, number 1, the events that you found this week that you're signing up for, things that you want to do this summer and this fall of events that you see there. The second thing I'd like you to put down there is if there's been a way that you have thought about, hey, I could be really intentional about my business this way. Make that comment below so that the rest of the team can see it. If you have a question saying, hey, I'm having a hard time being intentional, I don't know how to be intentional to gather this information or to make this connection, put that in the comments below and we'll get a little conversation going so that the whole team can help you. Guys, I'm looking forward to a great week. It's going to be a great summer. Get these events set up. They're going to drive your business. They're going to grow your business and do your business on purpose. That's what helps everything move forward and bigger with intentionality. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you on Tuesday. Bye.